Hi, and thanks for joining me here in my shop this morning while I try to make some big decisions about this radio. Some tough decisions here. So I did go ahead and replace the last three those red molded capacitors. They were up in this area. They were all audio related capacitors, tone control type capacitors. We're going to test those in a moment as soon as I just kind of go over the layout of what I'm facing here. So every one of those molded capacitors I've taken out has shown up to be bad when I test it. So any more of them in here, we can only assume they are bad and must go. Now you can't see any, but they are hidden up. There are more hidden up in behind the turret here, the tuning turret. Getting access to them is the whole issue. How to get access to them. So what the manual says is if you want to remove the tuner, and I think they mean this whole metal box here with the turret in it, then you have to go through a process of removing the front panel and removing this baffle board and then extracting the tuner. I guess these look like pins coming through the back. Looks like there's locking screws into the front, so you can get access to the screws. Out drops the tuner. Can't be that simple. There's probably more to it yet. There's a way to release the turret, so the turret will come out, but we can't do that with the whole tuner inside the radio, because the shaft of the turret comes through the front panel here and attaches to these gears. There they are there. That's a toothed gear in there. The next problem, which seems to be coming on, problem, is the play in this band control lever, which fooled me already once because there's so much play. You can see the colored things moving around. There shouldn't be any play there. I'm going to take a close look at this, and then we'll go on to look at the three capacitors I took out. So you can see the gear wheel turning, but the shaft on this not moving till you get all the way. Now look at that. That's getting close to, that's more than a quarter of a turn, I think. My guess is something's coming loose in here. It's going to get worse and worse, and it has to be fixed. I think the instructions include taking this panel off, because the objective of the instructions is to remove the entire tuner. If I just want to get access under this panel, I just take this panel off. The panel is independently bolted to the radio, pretty sure, and the speaker's bolted to this panel, but I don't think that's a big deal. So I think I can get this panel off pretty easy. Maybe I should do that next and then see what the situation is, because this has got to be corrected. I'm really pretty anxious to get at those capacitors down there. Now another approach is to pop out all these sections here, pop them all out, and then try to work through the space that's available in here. That's about the most realistic approach I think I've got in my head right now. I'm going to want to pop some of these out anyway, because they have capacitors right on the back of these that need to be changed too, I think. Of course, the more you do, the more risk you take. Something's going to break, something you take out won't go back in, that kind of stuff. So with all that stuff in mind, let's check out these last three capacitors here. There they are, lined up on my keyboard waiting. Okay, now if I was a gambling man, and of course we all gamble all day long, just not with money, not with everything else. If I were a gambling man, I would put my money on these capacitors coming out bad. Now the thing about these is I don't think they sustain any DC voltage, but mostly, of course, these guys have been doing what the other capacitors have been doing, sitting in the back of a dead radio for 30 years. So should they be any different? Can't imagine. 50 volts. Popped right open like it's brand new. How do you like that? After my speech, of course. This is in the right position. Try again. Okay, so we're at the 150, and I can see the eye is actually started closing back a little bit. I've never noticed that before. So good. No good. I don't want these to be good. Okay, these will probably all test exactly the same. They'll look kind of okay at 50 volts, not so good at 150. Let's see. No, that guy's just out of the picture already. So some variation in them, and it could be because of the physical location in the radio. It could be because of varying exposures to the environment because of positions in the radio. Two of these were under the chassis and one was not. Here we go, 50 volts. She's a shot as can be. Yeah, okay, good show. All that junk out of there. I kind of knew that was going to happen right from the start. Now, what about these last ones? So I think I'm going to take this front panel off. And we'll take a look at what the situation is after that. Okay, just taking off the last of these 4 nuts. Front panel should just come right off now with the speaker. How much you want to bet it doesn't. There we go. Okay, looks like I can't get this off. It's behind this and behind this at the same time. This has to come off here. This is the kind of thing that, one thing leads to another. Okay, now what exactly did we loosen off here? Good. Okay. Oh, it's the weight of the speaker that's causing it to come on now. A lot of interferences here. So the speaker is keeping this from coming out. I can't get it to drop low enough. Wow. I gotta remove the speaker from the baffle board. Is held behind these two. Okay, I can get at these from underneath. Get at the other ones from above. The job just gets bigger and bigger. Why is it always like this? right? 4 bolts, 3 easy, 1 almost impossible. It's always like this. There it is. Took mercy on me. Had mercy on me. Okay, see if we get the speaker to come off. Now the speaker may not come off because it's interfered with. Let's see. It's off. Okay, speaker off. Panel out. Oh, how do you like that? Panel out. Okay, let's get around to the front here. Did we smash the radio up in the meantime? There we are. So the speaker's kind of laying on the strings and stuff here. Not the best. Laying on the spring. Look at all that play. I think I see a locking screw. Yeah, a locking screw under there. Let's get a closer look at the situation here. That's maybe a good thing. Oh, there's 2 of them. 2 Allen keys. There's a flat on the shaft, and the one Allen key is heading for it, but it's missing it. So the Allen keys are accessible. Look at the way they've created the, they've sort of cut and bent back this part here to give access to those Allen keys behind the string. Oh boy. And up here, behind many wraps of string. Probably, you know, normally you're tightening this on before the string is installed. Well, the good thing there's a flat there, so there's no question where this is supposed to go. And that's an Allen key, pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, well, I know what to do. I think it's quite doable. Be able to tighten that right up, and you know what? This is just moments away from losing completely, and this thing will just spin. There can't be much grip left in it. Yeah, so I had to do this, or I was going to be very disappointed when I went to play my radio this summer, and the band dial would basically do nothing. Okay, Allen keys. Allen keys. I have to have all my Allen keys in here right now. But these aren't the small guys. Yeah, that's way too big. What are these guys doing in there? Okay, let's see, a little tiny Allen key like this. Okay, after a lot of hard searching, I found exactly the right size here, and I'm just finishing tightening it up. It's pretty tight. I wonder why these came loose in the first place. Did they not tighten them up to spec? There. There we go. Well, that's going to stay tight for a long time now. Good. Okay, so that made taking that panel off worthwhile, right there. Now, what about the rest of the... So, another thing that happens with this radio, it's kind of a crazy deal. That hole right there, you need to access it with a alignment tool to get inside these wafers. So there's one at the back you can always get at. This one you have to take the panel off, or you'd have to drill a hole. I was going to drill a hole through the panel, but the panel's off now, so I'm not going to bother with that. So, now this doesn't help much with those capacitors that are hidden way up inside here. Am I closer to taking the tumbler out? There it is down there. One of them anyway. And for sure that's a capacitor. I wonder why they use a different type here. Is that the end of another capacitor? Can't really tell. There's another gap in there. I can't turn it any further than that. Through the gap. Hard to tell what you're seeing through there. Hunting capacitors, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Disc capacitor there. The capacitor types are listed in the parts list. I should verify this. Maybe they're that type. Maybe they're disc capacitors. Yeah, I should. Yeah, let's verify this. Now I got what I wanted. Bingo. Right there. Okay, let's get the close-up camera going on that. Oh, 3 of them. 4 of them. Why, it's too many. Jackpot! Look at them all in there, those ugly guys. Why is there 4? Oh yeah, there is 4. There is 4. There they all are, and I've got access to all of them. Inconvenient, ugly, crummy access. I stick my fingers in there. One of them's a red capacitor. What are the chances that those 3 bumblebees are actually good? And all I gotta do is that red one. Chances are low. Low, low, low. It'd almost be worth trying to test one of those. Because as much as I can see them now, they're still really hard to get at. That red one's not so tough. there's the challenge. There be the challenge. Look at the leads on these. Wow. These are exactly the ones that have to go back in exactly as they are. Okay. That's my project for this afternoon. Okay. Okay, fact is there's five molded capacitors in there. 4 of them are of one size, 1 is of another size. 4 of them are the identical style of Bumblebee. You can see one of them there. 4 of them look like that. They all look physically the same size. One of them is the red one. I'm going to guess the red one is the oddball, and unfortunately 4 of them are up in here. 1 is up behind here, so I'd have to do the same thing on this side to get it to 1. Wow, it's really not, doesn't look like a lot of fun here. See what they got. Was this a 0.1? 0.1. So I was right. The oddball is a 0.1, all the rest are 0.05s. Okay. Well, let's see if any of this is worth doing. Start with the red one. Of course. Be pretty sure how this one's going to come out. 50 volts. Shot. Shot, shot, shot. Now this different type. Volts again. Shot. Okay, so no surprise with that. It does mean that the other 2 that are in here have got to come out and get changed out too. The other 2, the other 3. There's 3 more in here, Jim. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to spend the whole day doing this. That's for sure. Ooh, lots of challenges in doing this. So the new challenge, I've got those 2 capacitors soldered in good at the top. Bottom? No. And why? My soldering iron tip can't make it all the way down there. Gets within about 1 millimeter or 2, but there's too much interference. So what I've done is I've dug out an old soldering iron of mine with the tip completely burned off, and this guy will make it all the way down there, burned off tip and all. So I'm gonna have to give it a try with this one and hope I can do it, because otherwise what am I gonna do here? I mean, I'm really in a fix now. I'm in a fix. Practice. My soldering iron's not hot. I'm just practicing now. Even this is tough to get all the way down there, but I can get there. Very, very, very difficult. This is some of the most difficult stuff I've tried. Okay, that's what's happening. It's a tough radio. Well, the situation is I've managed to get 2 capacitors soldered at the top, 1 soldered at the bottom, and the other one, there's just no hope. There's no hope of getting a soldering iron down in there. So my plan has failed at this point. I have to come up with another bigger plan. Yikes. I think the whole radio is going to come apart at this point. Oh man. Okay, let me just double check that situation. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. Yeah, it's as bad as I think, alright. Yeah, as soon as I take this off, why am I even taking this off? Why am I taking this off? Yeah, I'm going away to think about it. Going away. Well, no matter how much I try to work around and avoid it, I think I have to completely disassemble the radio as per the instructions. Take out the entire tuner sub-chassis and work on it separately on the bench, and then put the whole thing back together and restring it. Yay! Well, I'm just going to go at it one step at a time and see if I can't shortcut the process a little bit. The real problem here is, well, it's not really a problem, but the tuner chassis has to come out the top and has all the strings attached to it. What can I do? Just going to give it a go. This might be the end of this radio. That's the unfortunate truth here. There's a potential for so many things to go wrong in the course of doing this. I just tried everything I could to avoid it, but at this point this radio will not work and I can't move forward. The radio is a dead dog now. So it's dead and gone right now. It's already essentially been ruined by me. So why not ruin it a bit further? Hopefully that's all it takes. And then the 2 back here. Okay, not screwed in very tight. So I should really be lifting a bunch of wires here and being prepared to separate the tuner completely away from the radio, but I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm always looking for a bit of a shortcut and an easy way to do it. Problem with doing that is sometimes you spend a lot of time on your shortcut, turns out to be a long cut. So I think all the screws are out and there's nothing holding this chassis here now but history. So I think if I push it upwards, up and towards the back, because this shaft has to pull out this way. And what all is going to come apart? Just about everything's going to come apart when I do this. So I just got to get this out, see, far enough to get at this strip here. That maybe is as far as I have to go. Let's look at what's happening on the other side now. The other side, of course, is going nowhere. So what I'm thinking is I might be able to drop the drum out this way. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I gotta go higher and out more. Higher and out. We can't go up because this. I guess you must continue to pull it out from the back here. The front can't move because this shaft is tight through it. crazy arrangement, but it's made. Oh my gosh, how are you supposed to do this? Read the instructions. Yeah, read the instructions. I better do that. Okay, just so I have a good record of this. Black wire to here, red wire to here, blue wire to here, yellow wire to here, short brown to that terminal, long brown down to this terminal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires to disconnect and reconnect. Okay. 1, 2, 3, lots of extra wire there. 4, 5, and 6. So I have another radio. I have a Hammerlin SP600. It has a similar kind of arrangement, only it's 3 times as big. The turret is 3 times as big. Everything is 3 times as big. There's 3 times as many wires. And I've done that one a couple times. Okay, so these wires are loose. Maybe that's going to allow this to come out now. So apparently you do swing it out towards the back. There it goes. Okay, let's stop at this point. The string is still on, more or less. I've got access to the spring here. And not, well, more or less access to it up here. If you pop those 2 springs, out comes the thing. You pop 1 spring. You know what? This won't come out until this shaft is clear of this hole. Oh my gosh! I gotta push it out. Pull. I gotta get more at this anyway. Okay, going out further. Up. Oh, this was laying right on a coil in there. Oh, what's holding it back now? So you do stuff like this, you can accidentally damage lots of other things because you've never done it before. Okay, so this box can't come out because of this shaft again. What kind of a crazy arrangement is this? More. Oh my gosh, I'm forcing things here. A little bit. This is not adding up. This is not working out. What's holding it now? What is holding it? Maybe just the string up front here. It's pretty tight. So if the string breaks, well, I've got more string. Oh, there we go. I just blew something apart here. Behind this protector. I just blew a coil apart. Here. Oh, it's wired into it. Oh, for crying out loud. I didn't notice that. Son of a gun. Oh boy, what a mess. Her. So even the tumbler is interfering now. Release the tumbler. Let's before I do more smash ups here. Take my finger off. Okay, everybody close your eyes. This may go flying. Yeah. Must be a better way of doing this. I don't know how to make it better. don't know what that is. I don't think it's metal. Son of a gun. Bigger, badder pair of pliers. Meaner, bigger, badder pair of pliers. A meaner one. There we are. That's what I needed. Just to get a little mean on it. Okay, now this is going to start coming apart this way. I thought that would come out now. This is just a monster. But you really expected to do this the right way. I can't even do it the right way. Okay, the right way would be pull this out further, but you can't get it out. Well, you know what the instructions say? I'm sure they said remove the big wheel, but the big wheel is on a spline and it's squished on there. I don't think the big wheel can come off. I don't want to turn it now. Did I miss? Maybe there's no. Big wheel, keep on turning. I don't see. Wow. Yeah. Great situation now. Okay, can we move this way? Can we move it? Can we do any bloody thing at all with this now? Oh, there, that moved a little bit. Need some clearance here. No. Okay, so I see what's going on now. So the big wheel is running into the back of this panel. So I can't tip the tuner further because this is in the way now. Whether the big wheel comes off or the front plate has to go, which is what they said in originally. Should I put a hole in the speaker yet? I don't think so. Well, there's a whole bunch more asbestos in here. There is. There's a great big asbestos sheet right here. I never noticed it. Right here. Boy, they like their asbestos in here. As I mentioned, I watched a history guy on asbestos. People used to wear asbestos clothes. And you know how you wash asbestos clothes? Throw them in a fire. You throw your clothes in a fire and they come out clean. Isn't that neat? That's why the king wanted asbestos clothes and asbestos tablecloths. Well, I can loosen these screws here. This bracket will come loose. The bracket will then, I can just loosen these two, only these two, and kind of work it forward, work everything forward. That's what I gotta do. Okay, let's try this. Got it. Shaking like a leaf there. Man, okay. Okay, what have I done? Now I've loosened this bracket, bring this panel forward, try and work the tuner out from there. I better put all these away before they get smashed when I throw the radio across the room. Let's put them back here. Okay. Let's put this guy over here too. Okay. Put everything over there. Down here, I'm down here. Okay, let's give it another go now. I've only loosened this, I haven't removed it. But we are talking about millimeters. No, we're talking about a ½ inch here. Okay, so we'll loosen this off a little more. Take the top screw right out. Okay. Should give us another couple. Little bit. Okay, it's just about to clear it. There it goes. Here it comes. Okay, strings and all. Now wait. Hold it right there. I didn't disconnect the strings. Everything's kind of caught right there. Okay, don't get too excited now, Jim. Strings are still on somehow. I don't know how, but somehow they are. This spring is off. Can I get at the other spring now? I can. I can pop off the other spring and then just try to work the tumbler out. Okay, so pop off the other spring. Can I come? So that's where that string went. I was looking for that screw. Last time I needed a big tool to get it off. Let me just push it off with a screwdriver here. Well, it's off. I have no idea where it went. It took off. It took off. Okay, those popping sounds are fire in my fireplace. In case you heard those. That was the sound of the spring falling down. So far I really didn't need to cut any of these wires. They're all still in place pretty well. No, this one isn't. So where am I now? I'm lifting this. Maybe I can rotate this upwards. Out it comes. Okay, string is pretty much a lost cause. What's holding it? This yellow wire. These wires. What? There's a white wire. What? Oh, I didn't see that. You tricky. Maybe I can leave it. I can leave it. Hang from it. Hang from the white wire. Hang on the antenna. This is the coil I kind of smashed off here. Hopefully I didn't damage it actually. Voila! Hang in here. Okay. This is good. Now tumbler out. Oh, that's really strong. Thinking about all the problems I'm going to have putting this back together. This is frightening stuff. What is holding it in now? Okay, so it's got to come straight up. Straight up, Jim. Why didn't you lift it straight up? Why did you do this cockeyed thing? There. Separation has occurred. There's all the parts that need work. And here is all the radio all over my bench. Oh my God. Okay. I got there. Hey, it's not much easier to make this connection. It's still out of, well, I think I can get a soldering iron in there easier, but it's still tough. Can you believe I did this other one? That's amazing. I'm impressed. Okay, I think it's break time. Wow. A depressing thought has come to mind here. And that is, if I make a mistake while I'm doing this, I'll never know until I have the whole thing back together. That's another part about when you take this much stuff apart. This is the situation that inevitably happens. work up here too. So, okay, 3 more to go. One of them, it's obvious now. I'll show it to you here. Well, I was never getting that one out. It's buried under other components with the tumbler sitting on top of it. I mean, there's no hope for that. So, oh, someone's at my door. Okay, I've got the 5 capacitors replaced, new ones installed. I think everything's good. Now I got to put this whole thing back together. Yahoo! Okay, let me show you how these pieces pop back in. 1L, 1L. There we are. 4L. And the last one. Good. Put those springs on. Not quite strong enough. There, two-hander. That's right, the spring had dropped down into the radio. There. Okay. There's that coil I smashed loose. Shaft in, shaft in. Pretty easy. It's much harder coming out. It's because all the strings were on, I think. Now all the strings have fallen off the front of the radio. Everything's looser. Shouldn't this just slide in? A little bit of pressure, I guess. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now let's just check out now what's happened with these strings this whole time. Just looking up in here, kind of assessing the situation. I'm hoping I can just kind of work them all back on. I should be able to, really. I mean, what else can I do? speaker's on top of the string. The string is actually going through the speaker here. It's hanging. The speaker was hanging on that string the whole time I was doing that. Oh my gosh. Well, let's tune it. Something wrong here. What happened here? Got caught. Got caught. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that. Wow. Now it's just. I'm just shocked that this has come through the torture. The torture. There we go. Okay, that seems okay. Where am I at? I'm at the point of bolting and soldering the tuner back in. Okay. Wow. Okay, I've reconnected all the wires under here to put the wheel back in. I want this snapping down at my finger. Good. Not cold in here though. Okay, now I'm going to really boot this up fast. I'm not careful. Looks like it's off one pulley up there. Wow, what if I have this thing entirely backwards? Don't think that's possible because I can see which is the AM band, and I can tell that's the. I can tell it's not. Okay, you know what? It's time to try this radio before I do any more damage to it. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready for a test of the radio. I have no test equipment connected to it. It has only its own antenna. At this point, no antenna connected. It's on the AM band. Should be using its own loop anyway. Power's off. Okay, so I'll have to switch on. Well, I hope I didn't make any big mistakes with all that work I did. Here we go. so good, does it? Uh-oh. It's a crying shame. It's a crying shame, I tell ya. Okay, well, I guess I know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Wow. Okay, so I don't know what that video was like that you just watched. It was an awful lot of work I had to compress to get to this point of, hey, let's not give up yet. Let's not give up yet. No giving up here. External antenna. Okay, I think we can give up at this point. Yep, I'm giving up. Tomorrow. Thanks again for watching.